guess tossing the question again to you, just posing this in there. We hear that he was there because he had a person in the missing persons program, and that's what brought him there. So I guess twofold, just your thoughts of seeing Jimmy back and your theories, man. Who the hell was in the protective program? Dottie, Agnes, what's your thoughts on that, man?
I mean, there's so many theories. Like for me, and Chris, I know you actually hit me on Twitter with this one. I wonder what's going on with Dottie. Oh, no. Yeah, not at all. Didn't take it like that at all. But I was like, yo, what is going on with Dottie? Why is she not on the board? I know they were only covering people on the first episode, but I'm scratching my head and wondering, who's Dottie? Agnes doesn't have an ID. She's probably Agatha Harkness. But I'm not entirely sure who could be that missing person. But I'm wondering if it could be Kamala Khan or just because they're in that area. I'm not entirely sure who it could be, but I'm so curious to see. And I want to know why Dottie was missing from that board, because I think that there's a little bit more to all the women following her in that episode other than just a sitcom trope. I think there could be a little bit more to why they were following her. Maybe her and Agatha are working together to try to summon Mephisto. I just want to know a little bit more about those two.
Hey, tossing it to you, Chris, man. Taking your thoughts and theories on this. Is it a throwaway situation, just kind of a red herring about like there's really probably no one big and significant that's missing that Jimmy wasn't connecting to, or is a big time person that we're going to get in the mix here? What's your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah. So that line is interesting. He's there looking for someone who's in the witness protection program that has gone missing inside Westview. So it seems like it's somebody in that town that's mixed in with Wanda. Now, this is the theory I heard, and again, long shot, probably 1% chance is accurate. But once I heard it kind of clicked with me. You guys remember the mailman character in that one episode? Where Agnes walks
like,
hey,
puts
a gun to him, and then he's like, "Don't shoot, I'm just a messenger." Could that have been like a little throwaway line? He's the witness in witness protection. He has information. He's the messenger. He's got, they usually hide these people because they're, ratting other people out and stuff like that. So I don't know. They could just be an insignificant character. I hear other theories are like, it could be her husband, Ralph, who we're all guessing is maybe the devil, Mephisto, or something like that. That's other theories I've been hearing around. But it'll be curious to know who this person in witness protection is. I hope it's someone significant and not just a throwaway. But I did like that, and the sequence of them building around that area was cool. Oh, also, what did you guys think about the cops when they said this town isn't
amnesia,
real?
Right? Yeah, that's
was it amnesia, or were they for real about like they never heard this town? Other people are saying it was amnesia and they forgot, but other people are saying no, they really had never heard of this town. But then when they say Eastview, that kind of throws it away from me, because I'm like, if there's an Eastview, I feel like there would be a Westview.
Yeah. To toss it to you, Owen, just your thoughts on Chris's question there. And again, just kind of your thoughts on maybe who that witness protection program person is. And just taking it from there, man.
Yeah, it's a really interesting one, because the thing with Dottie is as far as I remember, she's really the only one of kind of like the Westview characters to really kind of put Wanda on the spot and question her, other than Monica in episode 3, who obviously we know is someone that kind of infiltrated her world. But there's the scene with the two of them in episode 2 where she's kind of like interrogating her almost, and it's like she doesn't really fit in with everyone else. Obviously, like, she's playing her role in the show, but it's almost, there was a very meta feeling to their exchange in episode 2. It was getting very tense, and there was a lot between the lines there where she was saying, who are you? And so if there's a notion, because I think from all the missing person people that we saw on the board, there's kind of an inkling of Wanda making this town for herself and just kind of plucking people to kind of fill it. There's something odd about her, that she doesn't really act the way. Obviously, we've only really seen her in episode 2 mostly, but that interaction with Wanda has really stuck with me as interesting.
She's the key of the town, as Agnes presented her in that light.
Lines. Like nothing, but they're probably like really putting it in our face.
Yeah, man. And just kind of bouncing off that, kind of my thoughts on that protection program. Again, if this is Agatha Harkness, what if she was somehow in a protective program and that's how she ends up in Westview? And I don't know how she would have gotten into connection with Wanda, but there is, precedence for them being friends and friends and enemies in the comics. And maybe this is kind of the manipulation of like, come to this town. Because again, when we go on this board, my first viewing of the episode, I thought that they were SWORD agents that were in the town, but no, they're just regular civilians that lived in this town from just rewatching the episode. So again, did she make a deal with Agatha to kind of warp this reality that, again, I think, Chris, you might have even pointed in your review yesterday that everything about one of the questions on the board was the hexagon shape. And again, being witches and being under a spell and being under this trance, that's kind of explains the amnesia aspect of it all, where if you were at a certain radius, you don't have memory of this. It's part of the spell, whatever the case may be. But my kind of throwaway, kind of wild theory that I threw on the wall yesterday, as far as that person that might have been under protection, was, what if, and this is just tying into Spider-Man, Quentin Beck is in the FBI protection program, and he's a part of this because he wants to kind of kill two birds with one stone. If I am under this fake identity in Westview, I can go ahead and still kind of do my villainous things behind the scenes. And we all know he's the master of illusions, and they bring up drones a lot in this episode, and we know his drone situation in Spider-Man Far From Home. I would think that would be a pretty cool little cameo or kind of Easter egg for it being Jake Gyllenhaal as that person that's lost in his town, and we're going to get him pop up some way somehow. That would be pretty cool.
That'd be awesome.
And hey, Paul Bettany did say about a big name actor showing up in the show, so maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see, man. Fingers crossed. But again, that's